favorite. They tried to remake Foxy, you know? They thought the first one was too scary.
So, what is going on, guys? This is Ryan here.
And this is other Ryan here.
And today, we're going to be bringing you another theory, and in this one, we're about to backtrack to Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and more in particular, Party Room 4. Now, within this room, from time to time, you'll be able to see 3 paper plates. This fluctuates between 2 and 3. Now, the one we're going to be interested in for this video is the one dead center. Now, this appears to be Bonnie, but a lot of evidence is starting to suggest now this might actually be salvage.
When Five Nights at Freddy's 2 first came out, many people believed that this was Toy Bonnie, Toy Freddy and Balloon Boy. But ever since the release of the teaser trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 3, many people believe that this may indeed be salvage in the middle.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things which actually suggest this to be the case, and we're going to start with the appearance of we're going to name this, I don't know, what are we going to name this animatronic? We're just going to call it the paper plate, just to, we don't want to give any incorrect naming, so we're going to go with that. So, looking at the center paper plate, this seems to only have one button. Now, alarm bells went off with this, because if you look at the Bonnie in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, it actually has 2 buttons, so this can't be the same animatronic. And I also am going to speculate that these aren't toy animatronics because they do not have the distinctive cheeks.
Ah yeah, I see what you mean. And also, just as you were saying that, back in the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 teaser trailer and the Steam community page, the picture of the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 game, you can see Salvage, or Springtrap, sorry, with just the one button in the middle of his chest. So yeah, the bells just went off in my head as soon as you said that.
Yeah, I was even looking at the, you know, the actual teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at the sequence where he's twitching, you can only ever make out one button, which is quite strange.
Yeah.
And then I think the second point, which is a very obvious one for you guys, is Withered Bonnie. What's the most distinctive feature about Withered Bonnie? I'm going to ask you, Ryan.
Well, the fact that he literally has no face.
Yeah, and if this paper plate has a face, then, well, you know, the awkward silence says it all, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So, this is definitely, well, it seemingly is not Withered Bonnie, because this guy has a face. And another feature on the face, which we're going to pick up on, is those 2 distinctive black lines running down the face. Now, one of the first things a lot of people began to comment on when they first saw the image of the new animatronic was the fact that it had wiring coming from the eyes, and what we can see here is some form of wiring or damage.
It does definitely look like a bit of damage from the eyes. If we see the Springtrap, we can actually see he has wires coming out the eyes, but I'm not going to go into too much detail with this, but it also could relate back to the marionette.
Yeah, and I think another thing we need to look at as well is the animatronic to the left and right of this one, I suppose. Not really animatronic, more paper plate. If you look at their eyes, they don't actually have any artifacts even remotely similar to this, so we can regard this as something that might be intentional.
So yeah, another distinct feature of this paper plate is the actual twisted ear on the left, but it would be its right ear, I suppose. It looks
left
very
ear.
Damaged. Yeah.
Left ear.
Is it left ear? Well,
no, you're right. No, it would be the right ear. What am I talking about? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so I think what you're saying, so you're referring back to the right ear looking damaged.
Yeah,
isn't it?
also that if you look at the Springtrap animatronic, it has the same kind of ear, like it's springing backwards almost, like it's been broken back.
Actually, if you look at it, it's actually missing.
Is it?
Yeah, if you look carefully, the animatronic's ear's actually missing.
Of course, yeah.
So, I think, yeah, because I think looking at this, the bend in the ear, this might possibly represent some kind of damage. Maybe in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 pizzeria, maybe it was starting to become a bit damaged and withered, so perhaps maybe the ear fell off over the 30 years which progressed in between.
Yeah, maybe, like, because if, you know, you leave something to rot for a while and go in and out of a certain place, you're bound to damage it even more, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, of course. As well, considering if it's some kind of metal,
yeah,
you generally leave metal, it will rust and it will snap eventually if it's left in damp and dingy conditions for long enough. Okay then, so moving on to the next point now, we're going to be talking about the mouth region. And we're going to be comparing the not animatronic, I keep calling them animatronics. They are puppets. They're not even puppets. Paper plate. Alright, we're going to be comparing the paper plates. Got there in the end. From the one on the, what would be our right and the center, okay? So looking at the one on the right, we can see that whoever designed these paper plates, they understood the appearance of an animatronic, and what we can see is that the one on the right has some kind of snout. It's very deliberate. Now, moving our attention back to the center one, there is no snout, but what looks to be a gaping large mouth, and I think a lot of people now have begun to ponder over the mouth of this new animatronic being some kind of, almost like a trap. And with the gaping mouth, is this thing like, is this Springtrap? It seems to be, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does have the distinct features. I mean, because if you think about the Springtrap, it doesn't really have much of a snout either. It's just a huge ripped up mouth.
Yeah,
like,
I think the mouth is meant to be the most kind of crucial part of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And just the fact that they obviously understand that these animatronics have snouts, looking at the Freddy on the side, and then moving back to the one in the middle, it doesn't have a snout. Even if this was a Bonnie, where's the snout? Because all of the Bonnies have the same thing as Freddy does.
Yeah, I think this has been done deliberately, in honesty, but very, very slyly as well.
A very sly deliberation.
Yeah.
Some of Scott's messages, he says it takes a keen eye to spot it, but apparently the story is actually within this.
Oh yeah, wow.
So everything right now stands as a clue, and I think this next one is going to be a little bit more startling. Alright, so after a big portion of me still calling these things animatronics, I've decided to rearrange my brain. So looking at these 3 paper plates, what we have to think is possibly something which is a bit more substantial and something a lot didn't regard. So looking at the uniqueness of these and how they seemingly contrast one another, can we regard these to be some kind of secret animatronics? Like all 3 of them? If they're not an animatronic, maybe even a secret person who's done something.
Yeah, I mean, you could possibly say that the one on the right is Golden Freddy.
Yeah,
as it's got obviously the snout, and there was a theory of Balloon Boy not existing, so maybe these 3 paper plate dolls could be like hallucinations, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, the reason why I'm actually saying this is because the uniqueness of each of these animatronics, they don't match. I mean, if they were done to be like Freddy, Chica and Bonnie, they'd all look quite similar, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, because we didn't know about Springtrap, he's also been a secret up until this point, so maybe this is almost a lining of the secret animatronics.
Yeah.
I think another point which might contrast the animatronic on our left being Balloon Boy is actually, once again, going back to his appearance. Okay, so if we look at this image where you can see him in shot, someone or something has put 3 buttons on the torso. Now, looking at an actual image of Balloon Boy, he only has 2. So this might not be the same character.
It could be a potentially future character that we don't know about yet, maybe. I don't know.
Could this be the guy who runs the establishment?
Oh, quite possibly, yeah. I mean, he has the very much like a distinct human features other than the rest, if you know what I mean. Like on the right, you got a snout. The middle, you got massive bunny ears. On the left is just a circular head with facial details.
Yeah, I think as well, because Balloon Boy's quite small and this thing's got quite long arms and legs as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I think as well, looking at the face, it's this one may be a bit of a long shot, but you know, the avid grin looking down, and if you look at the death mini games, he's kind of doing the same thing, isn't he?
Yeah, I agree.
As well, I think the most important question is, this guy might be something else. I think that's what we need to regard in all of this, and the question is, who can this be?
We will soon find out.
Okay then, so this is what we can see from the Party Room 4. This is very interesting. It's a very debatable topic, I'm sure, as well. But I think as these small hints are starting to be released on scottgames.com and also Steam and GameJolt and the other forms of media that Scott is using, we're actually able to go back and analyze these images with a different perspective, which seems almost more viable.
Yeah, they always make you question. They'll make you think one thing, then something else will come out, and then all of a sudden you're thinking another thing all together.
He's good at this, but I think this is what's making it fun, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay then, guys. So thank you very much for watching this video, and comment any theories you have below on who these characters might be, or hey, try and tell us something about the guy on the far left, because we will be interested to make a separate video on who this guy might be altogether. So there we go, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Goodbye, guys.
Want to see even more content from us?
Consider liking and subscribing to ensure you'll see all content in the foreseeable future.
And hey, why not check out our past 2 videos?